The Quest 2 is just pumping out new updates. And one of the first big features that came with it is that you can now update your apps during the shutdown process. Because think of it, nothing is more annoying than putting on your headset and then clicking on the game just to find out that it still needs to update. And with this, that should almost not happen at all anymore. All you have to do is just simply take it off, plug it in, and go about your business while your headset does the rest. But maybe even a bigger feature that a lot of us have been waiting for is the all-new laying down mode. This we also discussed in more detail in the previous video. But with it, you can chill on your couch or bed while still being able to interact with your characters like as if you were standing up. And although this might not sound like a lot at first, it is actually a big deal. Because this means you can play your games or utilize your headset in the same way you would while standing up, creating lots of opportunities for those who want to lay down during their gaming session, but also opening up so many new ways to play for those who might not have been capable of it in the first place. Think about the elderly or those people who are bound to a wheelchair or are incapable of walking and moving in their real life situation. But of course, we got even more with their advanced settings and stereo audio, now going from experimental features to the official settings. And although for most people the default will still be the optimal, it is a big upgrade for the ones who often share videos on other social medias. Of course, you should still keep in mind that there are some trade-offs, because enabling image stabilization decreases the field of view of your end-out video. So you might need to explore some adjustable settings to see what combination works the best for you. But what absolutely blew people's mind is that the video recording will now also capture stereo audio, meaning you will get a 360-degree sound feeling as if you were really inside the game. And this, of course, could be a game changer for many content creators. And we also got a big overhaul of the MetaQuest browser, where now you can log into Twitch and watch other people stream without any problems. And we also got some minor changes, like the new supervision tool for parents and teens, mostly to help parents and guardians managing what their kids can actually access inside the Quest browsers. And the Quest Pro users will also have a unique upgrade that allows it to connect with the new Wi-Fi 6E signals. Of course, that does mean that you need access to it in the first place, but this should give you a lot faster download speeds, as well as less lag in streaming, and most importantly, a faster connection to your local PC. But like mentioned before, this feature is unique to the Quest Pro, and most likely won't show up in the Quest 2 yet. But talking about massive updates is that Virtual Desktop now lets you increase your resolution using upscaling for all Quest 2 and Quest Pro headsets. And this will be a massive difference for all those PC VR gamers out there. And how it works is that you will run things on a slightly lower VR graphics quality, but because it reduces the load of your PC, it can upscale the image itself, making the overall image look a lot more sharp and clear. And although on video, the difference might be ever so slightly, it is once you finally enabled it that you never want to go back. And best of all, it can be applied to any PC VR game, with the only catch that you of course do need to own the Virtual Desktop app. And as you probably heard before, we recently got a lot of rumors about the upcoming Quest 3 headset that should release later this year. But we now finally got some official confirmation from the ruler of the metaverse, Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh, hi, Mark.
In a recent earnings calls, where many rumors have been spreading that Meta is giving up on their project, Mark made very clear that this is not accurate. They have been putting so much effort in both the metaverse as well as its development of AI to hopefully in the future combine them perfectly together. That doesn't mean, however, that they are making big profits, because in this quarter alone, they lost a total over $4 billion.
What? What the fuck?
And comparing it to all the previous ones, they aren't doing so great in the cost department. But the most interesting thing that came from this conference is that they are gearing up for their next generation launch of both their virtual reality as well as their mixed reality headsets, which should be announced later this year. And with that, finally confirming that the Quest 3 will come out. Even better is that he mentioned that the technology they developed will be at a price point that is accessible to a lot of people, so that we don't have to be scared, like when the Quest Pro launched, starting at $1,500. Although I am slightly worried how long they can keep their investors when they are showing such big losses in the VR department. But probably one of the craziest news stories is that the headset makers, called VR engineers, are working on creating a portable VR combat simulator to train real-life pilots. Now this concept looks absolutely insane. The entire system unpacks from a single large suitcase that should take less than 30 minutes to set up. But the cool thing is that it can train actual pilots and prepare them for special missions or just help them improve in their overall training. The company even said that the system is designed to be affordable, but at the time this news came out, no release date or specific price has been mentioned. But before we get to some big VR game news, a quick word from the company that made this video possible. If you are wearing glasses or lenses in your day-to-day life, you might have already experienced some problems using your VR headset comfortably. Then you should definitely check out the lenses of the company named VR Wave, because with it, you can get your own eye prescription and directly insert them into your VR headset, so that you can see every detail possible inside your VR experience. And they have lenses for every single headset possible, from the Quest headsets to the new PlayStation VR 2. And you can use the code VRelity for a 5% discount on all your purchases. Now, if you're interested, I'll leave a link for you guys in the description below. And with that said, let's get right back into it. And that gets us to the VR game news. The absolute insane Skyrim VR mod shows people how AI can take VR immersion to the absolute next level. And this sounds almost straight out of the future, where in the mod itself, they use Chat GPT, which is one of the most popular AI chatbots, to be directly integrated into NPCs of the game called Skyrim, with their main goal that NPCs will be able to hold natural conversations and answer questions about the entire fantasy world. And although it is slightly creepy, this could be a game changer for the entire gaming industry. Because right now, when talking to an NPC, they can only say a certain amount of prompts and text that they are programmed to tell, and they might sometimes vary or change depending if certain conditions are met. But the absolute crazy idea that normal NPCs can start to have natural conversations makes it feel like a Black Mirror episode on steroids. Of course, this is still a proof of concept made by a single developer, but once you start thinking about it, you could realize the potential it has in the future. The all-new game, known as VR Skater, is coming to PlayStation VR 2 later this year, letting you customize your skateboards and do some awesome tricks while skateboarding in virtual reality. And while the game sounds nice and the reviews so far have been very positive, I can also imagine how many VR fails we will get from this, with people falling straight on their face or walking against walls thinking they are skateboarding towards a certain direction. And the popular game known as Green Hell VR is launching their own co-op mode. This survival horror game has been a favorite of many VR enthusiasts. And once you are finished with the entire campaign, you are now also able to join the multiplayer mode that will have support for up to 4 players, letting you explore this vast wilderness with some of your best friends. On top of that, they also tweeted out that they are working on a 3-part DLC named The Spirits of Amazonia, including things like new stories, mechanics, alongside the previously mentioned co-op mode. And none other than the VR MMO known as Zenith the Lost City is finally adding in some PvP. And while their overall online users dwindled significantly since its official release, they are not giving up on this project that easy, giving us many free content updates, and now also adding in a player versus player mode. And with many other things like player houses, as well as the all-new Cyber Ninja class, it looks like Zenith is trying to take back its throne. But we have even more big VR news updates, so make sure you don't miss it by checking out the video that you see on screen right now. And of course, stay awesome.